Facebook might be trying to crack down on that a little bit. Possibly too little too late. Because they announced today that they are going to be banning QAnon groups and pages. Starting today, we'll remove Facebook pages, groups, and Instagram accounts for representing QAnon. Well, I will tell you, I have added a whole bunch of QAnon followers on my pages, and they are rabid. And we're actually I have a few things I've yanked from some QAnon followers. That's how we're going to end the show tonight. Oh, I'm sorry. We'll end with a few Donald Trump commercials again. We've been doing that. But I'm going to show you some of the shit that you will find on the QAnon Facebook groups. Shit, you just wait. A spokesman for the company said they believed it needed to limit the ability of QAnon and militarized social movements to operate and organize on our platform. Well, duh. I've had friends talking about this. Producer Dave from Echoplex Media. He's been on this for years now. But it's profitable to Facebook. They spend a lot of money on this right-wing propaganda. There are so many sites that amplify stupid messages. And it's just to create division. We've even seen it on my stream last night several times. Several times people have popped in and talked about like the Jewish problem or the Jewish question and shit on my stream. It's like, what the fuck? Where did you fucking Nazis come from? Well, Producer Dave pointed out to me, those are more than likely bots. They're just troll farms that are meant to go out and disseminate these messages just to get people riled up and arguing with each other. And that's why they keep calling themselves the silent majority. They think there's so many of them, but it's actually just a message that's been over amplified through these astroturfed organizations. They are not the silent majority. They are a very, very, very slim part of our population. Free speech has nothing to do with Facebook and their platform. I mean, I've got nothing against Facebook banning them. Seriously, I wish they would just shut the fuck up. But I mean, it's not like I'm out there advocating for them not to be able to talk. I friended a bunch of them. I share out their fucking messages all the time, making fun of them. But I mean, well, what it comes down to is, at some point, there's just such a deluge of bullshit. And it becomes impossible to wade through it. And then what you run into is you get this like cynicism to the system. And this apathetic attitude and cynicism that we've seen through like a Gen X and everything. That's one of the reasons why our systems have failed us, because people have checked out. They're like, oh shit, I don't want anything to do with this shit. So there's a concept in broadcasting called gatekeeping. Now, you would think that I would be completely against the idea of gatekeeping. Obviously, I am, because 20 years in the broadcasting business, I've had to resort to doing a radio show on Twitch and YouTube and shit. My stance on personal tactical nukes. It's an odd question. I'm for arming the proletariat. I don't know that I'm for nuclear armament. I am for arming the proletariat. Well, I mean, you say that, but I mean, in a capitalist society, there's going to be some form of gatekeeping. Facebook doesn't owe you a right to speak on their platform, Twitter, YouTube, whatever. Hey, I like a free-for-all myself. The problem that we run into is voices like mine are not being amplified. And then there's a hell of a lot of rich motherfucking right-wingers that want to pay people like Ben Shapiro and Dave Rubin to say just absolute goddamn nonsense. No, libertarians are the dumbest fucks walking the planet. Oh, you're thinking about the flag. The flag actually says right-wingers are morons. And the snake has a dunce hat on and looks like a retard. I would be happy to explain to you why libertarian philosophy is absolutely goddamn stupid. It doesn't take that much. Snake! Ask what dumb question? There are no dumb questions. Oh, and tactical nukes. Oh, okay. And then me responding, arm the proletariat. I'm sure that libertarian wouldn't have that response. But my hesitation to answering that question would be, okay, what if I'm threatened by a fascist country that has nukes, and we're over here, I have my commune. I would assume my commune has the right to have tactical nukes to protect itself. You know, you have to meet force with force. I'm not some fucking pussy about things. So, my overall, no, I'm for nuclear disarmament. However, if the fascists had nukes, we need nukes too, I guess. Okay, so I would argue that the Second Amendment is actually void because we're supposed to not have a standing army, and we have one of those now. That's the logic for having the Second Amendment was because, you know, we didn't have a standing army. We have a standing army. Feel like that kind of voids the amendment. I wish I had a commune. If I had a commune and the fascists had nukes, I would feel that my commune also needs to have nukes. But I mean, we all know what happens when you get into this race in these pissing contests. You end up as Big Boss on Outer Heaven. I would love to have a commune. I'm going to start a commune. Hopefully my Discord chat will turn into a little commune. Alright, let's talk about some of the bullshit that you find going through QAnon posts on Facebook. As I said, I added a bunch of QAnon followers to my friends list, and I've been going through their posts. And I saw a meme today that said that there was a 15-year-old that made so much money on Pornhub and was featured in like 57 videos, blah, blah, blah. So, like, I go to search, like, 15-year-old Pornhub, and I'm like, wait a minute. I better not do that. So I had to find a roundabout way to try to search what they were talking about. Now, I'm behind a VPN and shit. I'm going to have to check out that 60 Minutes piece. So I had to figure out a way to type in a phrase into Google so I could actually kind of figure out what the fuck they were talking about. And it turns out they're talking about this trafficking hub campaign, which is backed by a bunch of evangelical organizations, which are probably actually trafficking children. My total belief is that churches are organized pedophile rings, and the reason why they have these campaigns against human trafficking is because they're tired of people, like, fucking messing with their business. And it's good subterfuge. But I saw that meme multiple times in the QAnon circles today. With, of course, you know, the where we would go one, we go all, save the children, all the same bullshit. I don't think that the story about the 15-year-old was true. But also, the story about the 15-year-old was that she made her own money. The only problem was that she was 15. Ugh. I'm pretty sure the dude that started 4chan, and I'm pretty sure the dude that is Q is indeed a pedo. I'm definitely gonna. I'll check out this Dustin Nemos. I've never heard of this guy before. But I am very happy that you're telling me that 60 Minutes covered that, though. Maybe there is some hope. Now, this is one I was actually able to, you know, deal with their subject matter.
You have this scene in Who Framed Roger Rabbit where
I found this little video here about subliminal messages in Disney movies.
You have this scene in Who Framed Roger Rabbit where it's revealed that Jessica Rabbit isn't wearing underwear. Then you have this subtle scene in Aladdin.
I don't know that was revealed. Man, do you know about Chris Hansen? Or Chris Hansen? Chris Hansen, right? Hansen, not Hansen. But, like, that's not what Jessica Rabbit... Like, she's just a fucking computer model. God damn. Now, this one was absurd.
Aladdin, where if you listen closely, Aladdin whispers, "Take off your clothes."
Leave me alone.
Down. So how's our little bow doing? Come on, good. Can you just take off? Down.
Wait.
All right, did you catch it? It's very...
You may be right about that. I might be mixing up my Chan guys. It might have been the guy from 8chan.
low. I'll raise it a little bit.
Leave me alone.
Down. So how's our little bow doing? Come on, good. Can you just take off?
Did you catch it? Again, it's very low. And that's really the goal of...
No, I didn't catch it because it's not there. You're fucking crazy, you dumb motherfucker.
Subliminal messaging, something just high enough for your subconscious to internalize, but so low or quick that you don't really realize you have. Now, later in the movie...
Now, my buddy producer Dave, he brought up that this is like... Because I compared it to McCarthyism. And he said, no, it's more like the satanic panic of the 80s with the evangelicals. And I'm like, you know... There are several parallels, and this video made me think of that. Well, like, with like the playing the records backwards and shit. That was all bullshit too. Now, one of the things about Disney movies that I will go into is I'm sure some of the animators like the fact that they hid, like, there might have been a penis in one of the drawings. I'm sure. Fucking, we've been hiding penises in art since we've been making art as a species. So I'm sure some Disney animator absolutely hid a penis in something he did and laughed about it. I do shit like that all the time, hide things in my art. Especially when I was working in terrestrial radio and television. If I could get away with shit like that, I absolutely would. There were things I put in the graphics sometimes just to see what I can get away with. That's just an asshole. It's just me as a production guy being an asshole. There's not some fucking grand conspiracy to try to fucking teach people to be pedos. What the fuck? You're exactly right. Normal people don't even think about this shit. This shit would have never crossed my mind if I hadn't have came across it. Exactly. Cognitive dissonance. That is exactly what you're describing.
When Jafar has Jasmine captured, the cracks on the wall spell out the word sex. Just like Rapunzel's hair on this tank.
Did you see that? That does not spell sex. What? But there's this whole cottage industry. These people make money. This motherfucker doing this video is making more money than I fucking ever have doing any kind of streaming. Sex in the Lion. It's Aladdin, isn't it? That's
sex. Just like Rapunzel's hair on this Tangled advertisement. Just like what's spelled out on the ice of this Cinderella book. Just like what the dust spells out.
That was just random lines. Look at that. That's just fucking random lines.
The ice of this Cinderella book. Just like what the dust spells out here in The Lion King. Then, for...
Now, could there be animators, like I said, that snuck some shit in? Possibly. But it's just people like me being assholes. But I didn't like. Why would you spell out sex? If I was going to, I know this poster. Holy fuck! As if this isn't clearly a lion's nose. I'd tap it. This is the dumbest fucking shit.
For The Lion King's 2002 re-release, Disney snuck a half-naked woman onto the cover. In Beauty and the Beast, if you pause it at this moment, you'll observe one of Disney's favorite things to accidentally sneak into one of their films, a phallic symbol.
And now the thing about phallic symbols is everything's a goddamn phallic symbol. The Washington Monument is a phallic symbol. I live in a city surrounded by goddamn rockets. All rockets are phallic symbols. Everything's a fucking phallic symbol. There are so many phallic symbols in all of our art throughout time. So I don't know if this is actually Disney being like, hey, I want to put a penis, like one of the animators saying, hey, I want to put a penis in here, or it's just some fucking homage to actual art and it happens to look like a penis. Timothy Charles Holmeseth. That sounds like a school shooter name. Absolutely. Timothy Charles Holmeseth. Timmy. Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. Pentagon Pedophile Task Force? Man, you're sending me down a rabbit hole now. I will look into this guy. He gonna get the troll.
Just like what was found on the VHS cover of The Little Mermaid, or what was found towards the end of The Little Mermaid, where this priest appears to have an erection. Now, in this case,
now that one, I would definitely chalk that up to some fucking animator being like, hey, he's got a hard on. Live streams living in his car. He's still probably making more money on fucking streaming than I ever have. Yeah, I thought the FBI did that job too. Is that the name of his show? The Pentagon Pedophile Task Force? It's a great acronym.
Disney was pressured to eventually correct both for the newer releases. Unlike this Euro Disney cover art where Minnie Mouse's entire body is a phallic symbol.
I don't even know what that is. What? Oh, that's supposed to be her dress. Oh, okay, I see. That's just, oh, I see it now. Yeah, it does look like a penis. All this guy sees is dicks. You're exactly right. Because now that I see the dress, I totally, like, that makes no sense whatsoever.
Or in Hercules, where the river guardian gets hit in the head with horseshoes and his 3 bumps, 2 small and 1 long, form, you guessed it,
a fucking knot on his head that they then did horseshoes around? Like, how is that? Come on, dude. Come on. I bet he is. There's a lot of that on the right. I mean, there's some of it on the left too. All right, enough of this chuckle fuck. Let's check out. This is another one I found. Reporter asked if Trump would pardon Obama. What she says is a mic drop. Now, I watched part of this video, and she didn't even talk about Obama yet. It's a 4.5 minute video. I probably watched a minute and a half of it, and she did not mention Obama whatsoever. But it's going to be a mic drop.
And finally, before getting started, I wanted to note that the president, as you all are well aware, donates his salary to various initiatives and parts across the federal government. In this quarter, he will be donating his salary to HHS, Health and Human Services, to develop new therapies for treating.
But now, they got a good grift. This guy does videos like this, so he gets played on left-wing sites, amplifies his message. I totally think Ben Shapiro knows exactly what he's doing. Making videos of him watching WAP? Holy shit. He knew lefties would make fun of him.
And preventing COVID-19 so that we can safely reopen. Here's the check, amounted to $100,000 that will go directly from President Trump and his paycheck that he does not take, but rather donates it to various noble initiatives, including in honor of COVID this time, and those who have passed and the studies underway. He'll be donating it.
I want you to notice very purposefully, this video was about, will he pardon Obama? First of all, implying that Obama is going to be charged with something. These people want to believe this shit. They want to believe incredibly bad that Obama is going to jail. So they snuck in this, because why put this little clip about him donating his salary? That's smart propaganda. I'd never think to do something like that. I'm editing a video. I'm like, well, this shit has nothing to do with the title I gave the video. I'm going to cut all that out. But no, keep people on the edge of their seat. They want to hear about Obama getting pardoned. Will Trump pardon Obama? What the fuck has Obama been charged with? For the love of God, if there is justice in the world, Trump will end up in jail. There is no justice in the world, so I don't have hope that happens. Just like we went over the Breonna Taylor case earlier. That city is bound and determined to protect those cops. The stripper who went to NYC screaming she's the coronavirus? No! I'm gonna look that up. I hope there's video. That sounds like something I'd play on my show. I don't know so much it's a bait and switch. It's just false advertising. It's just putting that there's so much rhetoric in that one fucking sentence. It absolutely will be for tax fraud. Oh, we are on the lookout just in case Trump does die from COVID.
Trump dies of COVID watch.
We are keeping the lookout. Please let me know if there are any developments in the
Trump dies of COVID watch.
I absolutely will Google that. All right, let's see if we can get to the Obama part.
To HHS. And with that, I will take questions from you all. Yeah.
You guys are smart. I don't have to point out that him donating his salary is just an absolute PR stunt. He's fucking siphoning so much taxpayer money from us.
Does the president reference? Does the White House now support these churches that are defying governor's orders and open?
What is stopping a stripper from doing their job? Fucking get you my free cams or an OnlyFans or something. Do your job. Innovate. Matter of fact, I DJ'd in a strip club for a while, and there was a girl, and she was a bigger girl, but she was absolutely fucking beautiful. And I felt so sorry for her because everybody that, you know, she had a couple people that would tip her well when they were there, but you know, she's a specific taste. And I'm like, would you please, and this was back in like 2011, 2012, I'm like, please do webcams. You will make so much more money because fucking gorgeous. Just fucking, you're going to be able to find your niche so much easier on the internet. But once again, we talked about gatekeeping earlier. I'm not for gatekeeping, but in the situation that we're in, Facebook, Twitter, you don't have a right to be on their platforms. They are gatekeepers. I don't know. I would be happy to see him die of COVID. I would love to see him lose. I'd love to see him lose. I got so much pleasure out of Hillary Clinton and her glass ceiling fucking losing. Now, I laughed my ass off at the absurdity of what we were facing. Breed Creed and I are going to go over the 2016 election the weekend before Election Day this year. We're going to relive those moments. I'm not a Hillary fan at all. I enjoyed watching her lose. I would enjoy watching Trump lose even more. Oh my God. I don't know which I would find more satisfying, because like him dying of the disease that was completely and totally preventable, that he didn't have to die from, that would be sweet. I don't think he would take losing very well. The thing about the loss is, I still don't know. There's the nightmare scenario that he may be ahead on election night and throws a gazillion legal challenges, and the fucking courts rule in his favor because Mitch McConnell has packed the courts. So I don't know that I even want to chance that. So maybe I want to stick with the COVID, you know?
Trump dies of COVID watch.
He probably would die from losing. You are absolutely right. I don't think he's BSing. I don't think he's BSing at all. The way the news all happened makes it seem like he's not BSing. I don't think he would have checked into the hospital for 3 nights unless he had it. He probably will squat in the White House. If he's smart, if he was smart, he's negotiating his fucking exit. That he can go to North Korea or Russia and live the rest of his fucking life in peace. If he's a smart man, I don't think he is. I think he's a delusional, absolute asshole. I'm here for it. I would love to watch them drag him out of there. He probably will die of COVID and deprive us all of that just sweet. That's the way life is. I'm just here for the ride. I'm going to quit making predictions. Other than Trump getting COVID, that was the easiest prediction to make. I said it for several shows before it actually happened. I'm just here to watch the shit show.
Trump dies of COVID watch.
It might kill him if he loses the election, though. Okay, but he's the commander-in-chief and it's a military hospital. He can order people to do shit. He can order them to let him out. Now, that is sweet, sweet irony. I don't think it'll be the National Guard, though. It might be because it's a federal jurisdiction. But I would think it's the Secret Service who would be tasked with removing him. I would assume.
Opening up.
The president's been very clear. He wants churches to reopen. He wants them to do it safely. He wants them to do it in accordance with our guidance. It's laid out very detailed. It's posted now.
Once again, this was a video titled, "Will Trump Pardon Obama?"
So you can all take a look through it, and he wants to see all of those churches open in a safe
If the
fashion.
governor does not allow that, does the White House support churches defying these executive orders?
The president's been very clear. He wants to see churches reopen in accordance with his
The
guidelines.
answer is yes.
I gave you an answer. The president would like churches to reopen and do it in accordance with the
What specific
guidelines.
provision of federal law allows the president to override a
The
governor's
president will
decision?
And I don't understand. Okay, churches. What about church? Why can't you have virtual services? What's the difference? I don't understand what the impediment. And you would think churches, which are full of elderly people. Now that, I would love that. Oh man, we need a good old-fashioned raise the boards. Seriously, I would love to put on the combat boots and march to Washington. If you guys are down, I'm down. Let's do it. You just tell me when. I got friends too. My friend Sparkles, oh my God. If I call her and say, hey, get your combat boots and your Molotov, she's with me. We'll go. She's been talking about it for years. She didn't want to vote in the 2018 election. She just wanted to go fucking Molotov some shit. I would, if I had to guess, using PayPal, Venmo, and shit, like teaching older people to use digital means of currency is difficult, and older people don't trust it. So I'm assuming that churches aren't making as much money virtually. That would be my guess, and that's why they're pushing to open. Because they want those dollars in the collection plates. I'm down. Let's organize it. Let's make it happen.
Strongly encourage every governor to allow their churches to reopen, and boy, it's interesting.
You know, let's get Halloween out of the way. We get the election out of the way. Then how about the 5th of November? Seems like a apropos date to do something like that. I'm lucky that the people that I have to deal with in my commerce off the air, even if they are on the older side, seem to be pretty tech savvy. Because I've been working virtually for years now. It wasn't new to me. Everybody joined my life when the pandemic happened. Like, seriously, the pandemic really didn't affect me very much at all. Other than I couldn't get toilet paper for a while, and I was laughing because I buy by the bulk anyway, so I had like fucking 28 rolls or whatever the big giant pack of toilet paper was I just bought when all the fucking quarantine happened. But then we're like a month and a half, 2 months into it, and I went through all my toilet paper, and I'm like, I still can't get goddamn toilet paper. That's the way my life has changed. Still, what does this have to do with Obama and pardoning anybody? Ooh. I don't know how that feels, but I can imagine. Because, like, just taking my clothes off after I get off this show and putting my bathrobe on. So if I had something binding me up here, oh my God, I can't imagine what that... My heart goes out to... Why do you people even... Stop wearing them? I know, like... A whole host of reasons why you have to wear a bra. Fucking society.
To be in a room that desperately wants to seem to see these churches and houses of worship stay closed.
The president.
I'd like to switch gears, asking about President Obama. We had a...
Finally, I said we were like a minute and a half into it when I watched it earlier and like had not mentioned Obama at all. Now, I'm assuming this woman is from OAN or one of those really, really fringe, right? Because she wasn't down here in the actual press pool. It also looks like she doesn't have a mask on. So I'm going to assume it's like an OAN, really far right-wing organization she's with. Because they ask these really insane questions. And it's for fodder like this on the internet. And that's why these people have no business being taken seriously by like the press pool.
Does the president... We had an interesting article from Joel Pollak this morning And I would like to ask you if the president has considered pardoning President Obama for illegally wiretapping on Trump Towers, illegally spying on U.S. citizens, and other potential
That never happened. What she's saying never fucking happened. She came from, like, I'm gonna guess OAN.
potential crimes out there. Has he considered that?
So I have not spoken to the president about that, but who I did speak to about President Obama and unmasking Michael Flynn were the men and women in this room. I haven't spoken to him on that specific point, have spoken to him about the matter generally, and I laid out a series of questions that any good journalist would want to answer about why people were unmasked, and all sorts of questions. And I just wanted to follow up with you guys on that. Did anyone take it upon themselves to pose any questions about Michael Flynn and unmasking the President Obama spokesperson?
And that's what I'm sad about, the whole pandemic thing, pushing all our court cases back. The Michael Flynn case was going to be insane. And that's all kind of been put on hold. I watched some Scientology TV with my buddy Dave, producer Dave from Echoplex Media. He and I watched it. I was amazed by Scientology TV. Holy shit.
Oh, not a single journalist has posed that question.
Michael
Okay.
Flynn's name wasn't
So
Matt,
I would like
Kelly.
to lay out a
Yeah. Listen to the real journalist who's like, dude, we didn't ask that question because that's a dumbass fucking question. Oh, I wonder too, like, is he that fucking dumb? Does he believe that shit? Or is it just politically expedient for him? And is it expedient for his trial? Hell yeah. I love my people over there at Echoplex Media. Do check them out. I was on Operation Catterday the other night and we had a blast.
series of questions, and perhaps if I write them out in a slide format, maybe we're visual learners and you guys will follow up with journalistic curiosity. So number one, why did the Obama administration use opposition research funded by a political organization and filled with foreign dirt to surveil members of the Trump campaign?
They didn't. That didn't happen. That would be what you would call a loaded question in logic. Alright, I'm done with this. She's full of shit.